Well, hello there. Well, hello there. Well, hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Well, hello there. My name is Matty, and I'm here to do a Kanye Madness bracket. Now, this is my first time doing any of these Madness bracket type of things, but they seem really fun, so I just want to try it out to see what is my favorite Kanye track. I don't know, but we're gonna find out systemically what Kanye track is my favorite. I'll link down the Madness bracket down in the description so you can check it out. It's pretty fun. Alright, let's get into it. So we have Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Amazing. I choose Amazing because although I really like Can't Tell Me Nothing out of Graduation, but Amazing is one of my absolute favorite tracks from 808. So I had to go with Amazing. And the next one is So Appalled versus Never Let Me Down. I choose So Appalled for this one because again, So Appalled is one of my favorite tracks from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and I have just such a deep connection with that track. I don't know why, but I really like it a lot. Next one, this was a really hard one. Last Call versus Hey Mama. I really like Hey Mama, and I really like Last Call too, but the thing is, Last Call might be it's top 5 Kanye tracks for me. I love that track so much. Everything about it, the way he tells his story, the beat is catchy as fuck, and just everything about that track, I find it amazing. So I had to go with Last Call. And then we got Devil in the Uterus versus Real Friends. I really like Real Friends, but as you know, Devil in the Uterus is an amazing track. So I had to go with Devil in the Uterus because I really like that track. And I think between Real Friends and Devil in the Uterus, I would definitely choose Devil in the Uterus. And then we got Crack Music versus New Slaves. I choose New Slaves because how can you not? That track is just amazing. Anything about that track, just overall. So when I was thinking, I like everything about New Slaves more than Crack Music. We got Flashing Lights and Famous, and I choose Famous because I know a lot of people really like Flashing Lights, but for me Famous is really good. I know why, but I like when I was choosing these, I was always imagining if I had to pick between one of them to listen to for the rest of my life, I would definitely choose Famous. And yeah, everything about that, the production, the lyrics, everything about it is just beautiful. Still, Flashing Lights is a really good track. I feel like the thing about this bracket is that it's so mean because there's so many. They always put the best tracks next to each other. You can see down here, Blood on Leaves is with Runaway. That was really hard to choose between those two, you know. So it's really put they really place the tracks in a smart way, so that you actually have a struggle between choosing each one. We got Big Brother versus Love Lockdown. I choose Love Lockdown because I just prefer it over Big Brother. It sounds catchy, sounds really fun, and I really, not fun as in it's a fun track, but it sounds good. I'm not saying Big Brother doesn't sound good, but I really like the sound of Love Lockdown a lot more. Then we got Through the Wire and No Church in the Wild. This was a really hard one too, but I had to choose No Church in the Wild because I just really like that track. The Frank Ocean feature and just everything about it. The beat is so evil. It sounds really evil for me, I know. I just like everything about that track. Although Through the Wire is a really good track too, but I would prefer No Church in the Wild. Alright, we got Amazing versus So Appalled. I choose So Appalled because there's actually another reason for it. It's just So Appalled is a much more better track than Amazing. We got Last Call versus Devil in the Uterus. This hurts so much, but Last Call, I prefer Last Call over Devil in the Uterus. I really like Last Call. That's just the way it is. And we got New Slaves versus Famous. I choose New Slaves because I really like that track, and I prefer it so much more over Famous. We got Love Lockdown versus No Church in the Wild. I choose No Church in the Wild because if we compare Love Lockdown to No Church in the Wild, like obviously No Church in the Wild is gonna win. Yeah, I really it might be like my top three out of the Busher Throne album as a whole. We got Soul Paul versus Last Call. I choose Last Call again. Like it really hurts to do this, but Last Call is I really prefer it over most tracks on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I find that track absolutely amazing. New Slaves versus No Church in the Wild. I choose New Slaves because, yeah, again, when I was thinking about it, New Slaves is such a influence, you know, such an iconic track. And then we got Last Call versus New Slaves, and at the end I choose New Slaves. When I thought about it really hard, I just came to the conclusion that I really like New Slaves. Alright, we got All Falls Down versus Addiction. I choose All Falls Down. Although Addiction is a really good track, I prefer All Falls Down over Addiction. We got Monster versus Heartless. I choose Monster because how can you not? It's such a good track. Everything about Monster is just absolutely amazing. Kanye's verse, Nicki's verse, Jay-Z's verse, everything about it. I love it. We got Drive Slow versus Highlights. I choose Drive Slow. Drive Slow is such a good track. And how can you not choose Drive Slow? I feel like this one is a little bit weird because Highlights is a really bad, not bad, but mediocre track in the life of Pablo. But Drive Slow is an amazing track. I like the saxes on that track. It's amazing. Oh, I got this one. Runaway versus Blood on the Leaves. This one hurts so much. But I have to explain myself. I really love Runaway. I find that track absolutely amazing. I like everything about it. On the other hand, Blood on the Leaves is my favorite track on Yeezus. Absolute favorite. And it might be truly my favorite Kanye track ever. I love that track so much. The sample, the production, the way it changes all the way, and it's just an amazing track to me. So this one was really hard, but I choose Blood on the Leaves. Blame Game versus Roses. I choose Roses because I really like Roses. It's such a poetic track, the way it goes with the production and just him like telling the story through dialogue. It's just an amazing track, and I really prefer it over Blame Game. We got Good Life versus Celebration. I choose Good Life. Although Celebration is a really good track, but Good Life is just an iconic track, and it's so it gets stuck in my head all the time. I always find myself like mumbling the thing in Good Life, so I choose it over Celebration. We got The Glory versus the Get 'Em High. I chose Get 'Em High. Not a particular reason, but I just enjoy Get 'Em High so much more than The Glory. And we got All of the Lights versus School the Spirit. I choose All of the Lights. And I feel like that one was a fairly obvious choice. I don't think many people will choose School the Spirit over All of the Lights. But yeah, you never know with Kanye and Kanye fans. Alright, we got All Falls Down versus Monster. I choose Monster. Again, that track is one of my favorite tracks of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So I choose Monster. We got Drive Slow versus Blood on the Leaves. I choose Blood on the Leaves again because I just prefer it over Drive Slow. We got Roses versus Good Life. I choose Roses. I feel like Roses really hits deep emotionally, so it deserves to go higher. And just ignore the fact that Kanye is looking like this. I don't know what happened in the editing, but it just the face is getting fucked and it becomes like Kanye Mattis. I know why. I feel like when I was editing, I didn't see this was happening, and I don't know why this happened, but I guess it happened, and I'm sorry about that if it's bothering you. We got Get 'Em High versus All of the Lights. I chose All of the Lights because it's such, it's it's a, so much. It's a much better track than Get 'Em High, and everything about the features, the production. It's just a beautiful track. We got Monster versus Blood on Leaves. I choose Blood on Leaves. I prefer it to Monster. And we got Roses versus All of the Lights. I choose All of the Lights. Roses is an amazing track, but at the end of the day, I feel like All of the Lights beats Roses in any shape or form. And finally, we got Blood on Leaves versus All of the Lights. I choose Blood on Leaves. I had to choose Blood on Leaves. And I just noticed both of these like semi-final tracks are from Yeezus. So I guess I really like Yeezus. I didn't know that. Alright. We got Jesus Walks versus Murder to Excellence. I choose Jesus Walks. Just everything about that track is really amazing. Like the first time I heard Jesus Walks, it really blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I really like that track. We got Streetlights versus We Don't Care. I choose Streetlights because it's really emotional, and I feel like I enjoyed much more than We Don't Care. We got V Major versus 30 Hours. I really like V Major, but I think I've said this before. 30 Hours is, I believe, it's such an iconic and amazing track. Like, I absolutely believe that track is really important. It just, everything about it, the way it opens and the sample, it's just iconic. The sample is amazing, and the way like the sample says something else, but Kanye made it in a way that it sounds like the sample is saying 30 hours, although the sample is saying something else. And also the drums are really clear, and everything about it. It's just such a amazing track to me. So I choose 30 Hours. Got Stronger versus Black Skinhead. I choose Black Skinhead. Although Stronger is an amazing track, it's like out of graduation, that track is just blew up and it's iconic, but I much prefer Black Skinhead. We got Gold Digger versus Gotta Have It. I choose Gold Digger because it's such a fun track. I really like Gold Digger and I prefer it over Gotta Have It. We got Slow Jams versus No More Parties in LA, and I choose No More Parties in LA because I prefer it much more than Slow Jams. And I think it's an amazing track. The production, Kendrick's verse, it's just amazing. We got Say You Will versus Good Morning. I choose Say You Will. Both of them are really good intros, but I don't know, the production on Say You Will, like, it's so beautiful, and everything about it is just a beautiful, beautiful track. I feel like it's much more stronger intro than Good Morning. We got Power versus Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. I feel like this one, it's kind of obvious. It goes to Power. Like, Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 is an amazing track. I love it. I absolutely love it. But versus Power, I feel like it's obviously gonna go to Power. Although I love the production of Father Stretch My Hands. Alright, we got Jesus Walk versus Streetlights. I choose Streetlights. This was a really hard choice to make, but I really like Streetlights. And it's a really, really emotional track. So I prefer it over Jesus Walks. We got 30 Hours versus Black Skinhead. I choose 30 Hours. I prefer it much more than Black Skinhead. We got Gold Digger versus No More Parties in LA. I choose No More Parties in LA. Yeah, I just enjoy it much more than Gold Digger. We got Say You Will versus Power. I choose Power because, I mean, how can you not? I feel like Power is such an iconic track. You cannot like compare to tracks like Say You Will, because Say You Will is not a bad track, but it's not kind of that iconic. I feel like Power just might be one of the most iconic Kanye tracks. We got Streetlights versus 30 Hours. I chose 30 Hours. I told this earlier, I really like 30 Hours and I much prefer it more than Streetlights. We got No More Parties in LA and Power. I had to choose Power. I guess it's because I really like Power. So this is how we end up. And finally, we got 30 hours versus Power, and this was a really hard situation. This was a really hard decision. It took me like 5 minutes. I was thinking about this for 5 minutes, and finally I just came up with 30 hours because now that I think about it, I really prefer 30 hours. And I really enjoyed that track. Alright, we got Touch the Sky versus the new workout plan. This was really hard because, you know, Touch the Sky is an iconic track, but at the same time, I find the new workout plan such a fun track. I find myself listening to it a lot because I love it. I love everything. The production is so fun. So at the end, I kind of said, alright, I have to choose Touch the Sky. It's an amazing track and it's so iconic. I love it. We got Champion versus Otis. This was a really hard situation because I absolutely love Otis, but now that I think about it, yeah, I choose Champions because it's a really like Champion out of Graduation, and I prefer it over Otis. Yeah, that's just it. We got Spaceship versus Ultralight Beam. I choose I choose Ultralight Beam because I feel like it's such an iconic intro. Everything about it, the beginning of it, the slow drums, and then the choir joins in. Everything about it, Chance the Rapper's part, the ending, like it's just such a beautiful track, and it fills me with joy every time I listen to it. So I had to choose it over Spaceship. We got Diamonds from Sierra Leone versus Dark Fantasy. I had to choose Diamonds from Sierra Leone because I really like that track. Like Diamonds from Sierra Leone, it's such an amazing track, man. And I'm talking about the original. Like I prefer the original so much more than the remix. I feel like the remix is just meh, but I really much prefer the original. And yeah, I just prefer it over Dark Fantasy. It's an amazing track. The production, everything about it is amazing. We got Heard 'Em Say versus I Wonder. I chose I Wonder. Just, it's so emotional. It's such an amazing track. The production, the samples, and Kanye's lines, drums, like, it's such a beautiful track. And I prefer I Wonder over Heard 'Em Say. We got Gorgeous versus Homecoming. I choose Gorgeous because I really don't like Homecoming that much. Is Chris Martin, yeah, from Coldplay. I don't like his course. Yeah, I really don't enjoy that course. And I much prefer Gorgeous over Homecoming because that track is really good. Just because it's just amazing on that track. We got Family Business versus Bound 2. I choose Bound 2 because how can you not? I feel like Bound 2 is such an amazing track that it's really hard to choose any tracks over Bound 2. And also, I really don't like Family Business that much, so I prefer Bound 2 over Family Business. And then we got Fellas in Paris versus Late. I choose Fellas in Paris because Fellas was in Paris. It's such an amazing track. Yeah, and compared to Late, I feel like Late is such a weak track to put it against Fellas in Paris. So I much prefer Fellas in Paris. We got Touch the Sky versus Champion. I choose Champion. I really like that track in Graduation. And then we got Ultralight Beam versus Diamonds from Sierra Leone. And I choose Diamonds from Sierra Leone because at the end of the day, I much prefer Diamonds from Sierra Leone, especially over Ultralight Beam. It's a beautiful track, man. I really like it. We got I Wonder versus Gorgeous. This was a really hard one because I really both like Gorgeous and I Wonder. So it really hurts me, but I Wonder. Yeah, I really like I Wonder. It makes me emotional every time I listen to it. It's an amazing track. I also much prefer it over Gorgeous. We got Bound 2 versus Fellas in Paris. I choose Bound 2 because like I said, I feel like it's really hard to beat Bound 2. It's really iconic and it's a really beautiful track. I really like it. So I choose Bound 2. We got Champion versus Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I choose Diamonds from Sierra Leone again. That just shows how much I like that track. I really like it. So I prefer it much more over Champion. And we got I Wonder versus Bound 2. I choose I Wonder. It keeps coming up, man. I Wonder is an amazing, such an exquisite track. It's beautiful. It feels like a sip of warm tea. That's the best way I can explain it. It really warms my heart every time I listen to I Wonder. And then we have Diamonds from Sierra Leone versus I Wonder. And I choose Diamonds from Sierra Leone. And then I feel like I prefer Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I keep coming back to it, and it's a really good track. Alright, you can see Kanye is just invisible at this point. Oh god, when I was editing these pictures, man, they all got fucked up. Alright, we're in semifinals now. We got New Slaves versus Blood on Leaves, both of them from Yeezus. I thought this was gonna be an easy choice, but to be honest, I really much prefer Blood on Leaves. Yeah, I mean, I told you in earlier, like, it's my favorite track from Yeezus. So when this situation comes up, it's kind of obvious what I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose Blood on Leaves because it's my favorite track from Yeezus, and I prefer it over New Slaves all day. It's an amazing track. And then we got 30 Hours versus Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I choose 30 Hours because, yeah, it's a beautiful track. I feel like it's much more important than Diamonds from Sierra Leone. And I keep coming back to 30 Hours much more than Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I feel like I just really love the drums on that track, the production, and even like after half of the track, it just becomes kind of Kanye mumbling and talking about random stuff, but that's just it sounds good. It really sounds good to me. We got Blood on Leaves, the final. We got Blood on Leaves versus 30 Hours. This was really hard to make. This was a really, really, really hard decision to make. But after I thought about it a lot, 30 Hours. I couldn't just not choose 30 Hours because I feel like that track has a special place in my heart. I know that sounds really corny, but I really like that track. So yeah, that's just the winner, 30 Hours. I feel like that surprised me. I really didn't know like I would prefer 30 Hours over all of these tracks. So it was a really cool experience. Now I know what my favorite Kanye track is, which is 30 Hours. Yeah, that was really interesting. It was really nice. Got winner, 30 Hours. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you want. I put the link in the description so you can check it out, check the bracket out yourselves. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day. Bye.